Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Melvin here, episode 16 today. And today we're going to be talking about, do you love working on new ideas? It's just so exciting sometimes to come up with new ideas and to see the possibilities and to think about all those interesting moments that we will have where we come up with new ideas and what it's going to accomplish and all the possibilities. It's just amazing to think about new ideas and how we're going to work on it. But the question is, do you actually complete those new ideas that you come up with? Do you start something and then not complete that? Are you a starter but not a finisher? So that's what we're going to be talking about here today. And I just want to say this for the record here. Tomorrow is going to be a big day. I do not know what the outcome is going to be, but it's definitely going to be a big day. We'll talk about more tomorrow, but in case you're wondering what this show is all about, well, this show, it's truly about three things, right? That you have a talent and you want to teach other people how they could leverage your talent so that you are able to help them transform. That's precisely what this show is all about. So 16 days ago, in case you didn't know, 16 days ago, I decided to embark on this crazy journey where I will do a live stream every day. And, things are really interesting because, I've always wanted to be able to use my camera as a webcam. But I didn't want to pay a bunch of money for the 4K E-length adapter. And so Canon came up with this web utility that allows you to use your Canon DSLR as a webcam, and that's how you are able to get this blurry background, which I am so excited about. And initially they only released it for the PC, but now I heard that they have even released that for the Mac. So all the Maccers out there, this is something that you can use. I know some of you would be saying that, well, we've been using this for the longest time using software like Ecamm, but this is absolutely free, right? You do not need any third-party software. You are able to just download this utility from Canon, and you're off to the races. Okay, so today we want to talk about this whole idea about, are you a starter but not a finisher? Certainly I belong to that category, and I'll be first to admit that if you let me, I would be able to come up with an idea every day, right? And I'll get so excited about the idea. I will start reading up on the websites. I would start Googling about this idea, and then I would look at the products that are out there, and on and on and on. So like last night, I was actually, initially I was very, very tired, but it just came to my senses, this idea that what if I'm able to take this live stream to the next level? You could never know. Maybe someone would sponsor this live stream because I just get so many views coming on. Plus, because I teach good stuff, right? So, people are gonna watch, and people want to watch me, either watch me fall flat on my face and make an embarrass out of myself, or an embarrassment out of myself, or they want to see me succeed in building this thing, this infrastructure, this platform, this consortium, whatever I may call it, right? So, you never know what's gonna happen with this live stream. And I was just looking at some cool tools, and my mind just went crazy because I was just looking at the possibility. And then the next thing I know, I was searching on YouTube in terms of how some people are actually using that tool. And then, and of course the YouTube algorithm comes into place. They just start recommending me other tools and how other people are using it. And I ended up, going to bed after 1 a.m. And so if that's something that happens to you, especially if you are, the creative type, you are the entrepreneur, you probably, have this experience as well. You come up with a new idea, and then you get so excited about the idea, you start planning, you start fantasizing, you start looking at, what else this could lead you to. And you're just so optimistic, and you look at all the possibilities of things, right? And then you may even go out and start getting some gear. I know I sure did that, right? When I get some cameras, when I get some lights and some gear, some books, maybe sign up for an online course, for example, and then you get started. And then for some reason, as you start working on it, the reality doesn't quite match up to what you expect it to be, right? Like, for instance, 16 days ago when I started this live stream, imagine I was thinking like, all right, I'm just going to go live and I'm just going to be myself, and 100,000 people are going to watch me, right? And then for the next few days, I get like, 0 views or like 1 view. And sometimes that 1 view is my mom, right? And then I go like, hey, this is not what I expected to be. It's not quite what the reality doesn't match with what I perceive it out to be. And so what happens? So some of us, what we do really is that, we stop, right? So, I mean, how many online courses have you bought and never completed? Right? How many online courses have you bought and not completed? I know I'm not judging you. I'm one of the few people who, very few people who actually finish my, the online courses that I buy. But there's so many courses that I bought and I never quite complete them. So we embark on this, and then afterwards, it doesn't quite match up, and we stop, right? But for the few of us who push through, this is very, very important. Because for the few of us who push through, we start making it into a routine. We start making it into something that is part of our life. And once it becomes part of our life, it becomes, hopefully it becomes second nature. It becomes something that you would do. And if you do not do it, you feel kind of out of skin. You feel totally uncomfortable itself. And then you start working, and slowly you start seeing some kind of results. May not be as quick or as grand as what you expected it to be, but you start seeing some results, and that's when things happen, right? So the problem is many of us do not push through that first part, right? I mean, you do like 3 episodes in, and you recognize like, that nobody's watching, and you quit. But of course, when you do quit, what happens after that? So if you are a starter, not a finisher, what's going to happen after that is that you're going to jump to the next idea. Oh, maybe live stream is not the thing. Maybe I do something else, and then you go onto the same pattern again. You start getting excited. Maybe you can't justify that you need to buy new gear, buy new books. And how many books have you bought and you have not finished reading them? Right? And then you buy online courses, you start watching YouTube videos. I don't know, the list goes on. And then you start executing on that idea again. And it doesn't quite match what you think it's going to be. And, again, you might quit. Or you push through, and then you start doing it, you continue doing it, but then you see someone else doing something else, and you want to jump on that idea. You think, hey, maybe that's the big idea, and so it continues. Now, for those of you who have been doing that, right, this is damaging, okay? Because what's gonna happen is that you're just gonna jump from one idea to the next, to the next, to the next, and you never complete any of those ideas. You never even see it through, right? I mean, sure, sometimes even if you push it through, you may not get the desired result, the desired outcome that you anticipated it to be. But what's going to happen is that you're going to learn. You're going to learn something, and you're going to learn in the process of doing it. And in the process of learning, you are able to add that as a badge in your next adventure. So, I give you my story, right? When I was looking at how I could make an income on the internet, I tried many things. I tried blogging, I tried creating a newsletter, I tried curating, I tried, doing social media marketing for people. I tried videos, I tried podcasting. I tried so many things, and they all failed, right? They all failed. But what I did promise myself is that when I was going to try that thing, whatever that thing is, I was not going to give up at the first instance where I find that the reality is not up to my expectation. And I tell you why I pushed through. The reason why I pushed through with that is I always remember that when I was young, I would be, when you're young, you have a seasonal thing. And so you jump from one thing to another. So one day my mom got fed up with me, and she told me that, look, you have to finish through at least something, because otherwise you're just going to jump from one thing to another. And you try many things, you'll be the jack of all trades and master of none. And so that stuck in me, right? That stuck in me. And so, during the process itself, when I was trying out many things, I gave myself a goal. So an example is, I'm going to do this for at least 3 months, right? And this is what I'm going to do on a daily basis. Or I'm going to blog for 100 days straight. I'm going to blog every day for 100 days without excuses. And that's what I'm going to do. And that's what I did. And so I blogged for 100 days straight. And no excuses, nothing. Whether I'm sick, I'm well, I would write something. And that happened for 100 days. And if it doesn't achieve the outcome that I want, what I did was that, I then move on to the next thing. But before I move on to the next thing, I kind of look at what went well, what I've learned, and what I can carry forward to the next adventure. And so my next adventure was looking at making videos. And so when I decided to make videos again, I told myself 100 videos straight, right? Every day, 100 videos straight. And then I see what happens. Because, I believe that there is some magic to that number 100, because it's like you push through to 99 and you go to 100, something magic happens. And true enough, after my 100th video, although that 100 video itself was, if anything, it was just practice, but it gave me an added insight. It gave me a way to better understand and to be better and to be much more empathetic with my audience, knowing what is it that they want, and to be able to fine-tune the results and the content to kind of meet their needs. And then with that 100 videos, I then take all my badges and I go to the next adventure, and then on and on and on and on until where I am now, right? So when I went on LinkedIn and I kind of smashed it through that, in 2018 itself, was not that I was there in the right place at the right time. But taking into account that I have all these badges, I bring all these badges that I have claimed with my past adventures. I brought all these badges with me and I brought it into the platform. And that's how it makes it work. And so, my friends, if you are a starter and you do not finish things, then I have one thing to say to you. You're going to be wasting your time, and maybe in a couple of months time, maybe in a couple of years time, or maybe a couple of decades from now, you're going to realize that you have never quite accomplished anything. And that's going to be really, really sad, because at the end of the day, you are going to look back and you're going to look at all the adventures and all the projects that you have started, but you have never completed them. And when you look back, you're going to see a common thread. And the common thread is that you failed to push through the level of resistance. And because you never managed to push through that level of resistance, you never quite get to the next level. And so the next time you embark on something, give yourself a target, give yourself a timeline that you have to accomplish. So be it like, I'm going to put in 100, right? Or I'm going to do 365 days. Like there is this guy I know from Australia. They're crazy. I mean, they are meeting one new person every day. So for 366 days, this being a leap year, for 366 days, they're going to meet 366 different people. Wow. Right? So, I'm sure in the first 100 day, the first 100 people they meet, nothing much is going to happen. But, when they come to the next 100, something phenomenal is going to happen. And if they push through, and I believe they will, and if they push through to the next 100, something great is going to happen. Even if nothing happens, they will be able to learn something in that process itself. All right, so give yourself a time frame, not 1 week. Maybe if you use my standard 100 days, stick to that thing for 100 days, work on it, give your best shot, work your ass off, do that 100 days, and see what do you get out there. At the end of the day, measure that against that perceived desired outcome that you have in mind, and determine if how far off. And then ask yourself, what is the badge that I earned in this 100 day? What did I learn, right? Because whatever you're going to learn from this 100 days itself, you're going to take on to the next adventure. And in the next adventure, you're going to be better prepared. You're going to be, better able to pursue that. And that's what I want to see you do. So if you have been, if this phenomenon is something that is familiar to you, like you are the type that starts something but don't finish things, drop me a DM, leave me a comment, let me know how you have been coping with that, and what is it that you're working on right now. I mean, you have a talent, right? You have a talent. You need to use your talent to help people. So if you need, my help, I'll be more than glad to talk to you how you can use your talent, teach people, and as you're teaching people, help people transform. Right? My name is Melvin Tan, and today is episode 16. Tomorrow is going to be a big day. Episode 17 is going to be a big day tomorrow, Friday. We're going to see how it goes. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but what the outcome is going to be. But if you want to know what the outcome is, whether I will be victorious or I will feel injustice, you definitely want to watch tomorrow. So just to give you an idea, I typically want to do this live stream at about 10 p.m. Singapore time. So if you are so inclined, make sure you follow me on the Facebook. And that's where you are able to catch the live stream itself. I'm going to be testing this. So I'm going to be, streaming on Facebook, because apparently in the last couple of episodes, I've been saying a very interesting phenomenal in terms of the analytics. I've been saying, improve new followers as well as new views. And Facebook seems to be sharing my videos with people outside of my circle itself. So that's interesting. What I'm still trying to get at is how do I, get the attention of people at the international level and not just in Singapore itself. All right, I'm gonna talk myself out of here, and you stay safe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.